Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, what if LinkedIn met an upscale bar? You put the two together and you would call it the network bar. That's coming up next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I remember a few years ago, 2017 to be exact, a friend of mine invited me to the network bar, and it's over in Trinity Groves, and I walked in the door. The vibe was so cool that I may be the easiest sale they ever made, because I said, how do I join? Here's my credit card. The sale took less than 30 seconds. Miguel Rodriguez is one of the leaders there. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we saw each other at Success North Dallas a few weeks ago, and when you told me that you were with the network bar, I said, you gotta come on my television show, because the concept is so cool. How do you describe it to people?
So I would describe it as, the mission really is to bring together the people of Dallas, our business leaders, those who really want to make Dallas a better place. So people come in, they meet our chef, they meet our staff, and they instantly fall in love with it, like you said, the vibes.
What kind of people do you like to attract?
So really all people, all the business professionals in Dallas. So we have the Dallas Mavericks as members, Southwest Airlines, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, hairdressers, really anybody in Dallas who needs a place to network, to connect, to engage in authentic connections that are really important in doing business ever since the pandemic. People like to work from home. People like to work from Zoom. However, you come into the network bar and you really have an intimate space to get to know the person in front of you.
Absolutely, and we should give a shout out to your founder, the great Phil Romano, Eatsy's, Fuddruckers, Macaroni Grill. He's a legend, and this was his brainchild. So tell us the early days, 2017, when they first got off the ground. Was it an instant hit?
Yeah, so we had 100 members to start out with, and Phil having been such a success in all these other industries, or in the restaurant industry, said, I want a place where people can come and connect, and they don't feel rushed out. I've had a lot of business meetings at a coffee shop where somebody's dog is like licking and biting your leg, and you're trying to make a sale, you're trying to get to know the person in front of you. But Phil's idea was, hey, we're going to make a place where people can come and sit down, be comfortable, and it's upscale. People regularly just don't walk into places like the network bar and just have instant access to such an upscale place. Well, it's an affordable membership. When you say you're part of the network bar, people get excited. Yes. And so Phil's idea in the early days, it was an instant hit, and we've been growing ever since. And so the pandemic took a toll on us, as it did everybody, but we're back up and running, and we're very excited to get a lot of new members in the network bar.
Absolutely, and I found a great video that was made a few years ago. Let's roll it.
Dallas is the epicenter of the state of Texas for more of the financial parts of what happened inside the state itself. In the state of Texas itself, it's the 3rd largest economy in the world. We are one of the fastest growing cities in the country, and over 9 million people in the city of Dallas. So with all that you hear is going on in Texas with a great economy and the fact that Dallas is a financial epicenter of the state, you think, where would you put a network bar? I mean, this is the perfect place for it. We got lucky because we live here. But in building a business plan, anybody across America would look at themselves and say, okay, if there was the right spot for it, this has got to be it. So the Network Bar has been open for a little less than 2 years. And one of the best attributes about the Network Bar is it's located within a mile off of the central business district, or the downtown of Dallas, Texas. One of the interesting things about the Network Bar is you can't just become a member here. It's a curated group of professionals that we actually speak to in the beginning through an interview process to make sure that there'll be an active participant in the membership base itself. Because a networking concept with the inability to network doesn't have value to anybody. When the bar opened, we knew we needed to be different than anybody else. So we knew if we were going to do it, we were going to do it big. We were going to build a great restaurant with great food. So one of the very interesting things about the Network Bar is we knew that in order for people to be able to connect, they would have to be able to connect both virtually and also here at the bar itself. So we created an app. So it's an app where you can see who's at the bar at any given time. It's an app where you can see all your connections. And it's an app where you can see one of our almost 1,500 members that are inside the system now, where it is that they work and what it is that they do, so you can actually connect with them, you can message with them. So it's a way to reach people not only live, but from where you are to see who's a member of the network. And it's amazing because when you see people inside the bar, you see them get interrupted continually throughout the day, and they ask for it. They want people to come up to them and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I saw you inside the app. What is it that you do? Because let me tell you what it is that I do. And it creates great dialogue inside the Network Bar at all times. But we knew that people were going to need a place to connect, a place where you could sit and have meetings in conference rooms, a place where you can connect and have office parties. So we had built a concept that no one had thought about before that encompassed all of it. And that's what the Network Bar became. I'm David Romano. I'm one of the founding partners of the Network Bar. And my responsibility is to ensure that every member here has an experience like no other.
I've got to brag about you guys, because it's not just the vibe, it's the cool people. You guys really pride yourself on attracting a cool staff. Why don't you talk about some of your coworkers?
Yeah, so Chef Clyde he has my favorite dish that I've ever had. It's called the chicken franchise. If you ever make it over to the Network Bar, first of all, come find me and I'll have you for lunch, because Chef Clyde makes a chicken franchise, which I can't tell you the sauce, the chicken, how he bakes it, it's amazing. And he's studied all over the world. He's amazing. And our bartenders are second to none in Dallas. And like I said, it's upscale. You're getting the nicest drinks at a very, very reasonable price. And so, yeah, I can't say enough about our staff. They're very hospitable, very friendly, very welcoming and warming. And we have a concierge to greet you at the front desk. When you walk in, you really own the place.
I love it. I love it. We're going to show some pictures off of Facebook. And as we're looking at these, if any of these strike you, tell me. I mean, it's just a great place to meet other people, like-minded people.
To meet, connect, we put out appetizers for you. We have drinks. We host your private events, your parties, your birthday parties. It's an amazing place to meet, to engage with people. And
you've got a speaker series coming up.
Yeah, so we just started our Fireside Chat speaker series. We recently had Mike Muni, who is the co-creator of CRM, something everybody uses. And he came in and spoke about his life story and his rise and fall and then rise again, which was very, very amazing, very great talk that he gave.
Right. And I think that the idea that business is encouraged, sometimes, you go to a place and people are like, hey, let's not talk business. But here it's like, yeah, come on, let's talk, let's do business together.
Yeah, talk business and let's be friends, and I think we live in such a world where, everything can seem so corporate. And here at the Network Bar, we really want you to get your business done. But we also want you to be able to connect with the person in front of you. And that's why places like Success North Dallas, Business Navigators, we've really started to work with them because their models and their missions to connect Dallas really intertwine with ours. And it's to create authentic relationships in the context of business and friendship.
Outstanding. That's a great way to leave this conversation. We're also going to leave with the website, which is networkbar.com. The great Miguel Rodriguez. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.